Welcome back. This week actually marks 20 years of the Myrtle Beach International Film Festival. That's amazing.
That's right. Joining us in studio is the founder and co-director of the festival, Jerry Dalton. Jerry, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me in.
That's right. And we were kind of talking before the interview, 20 years, a major honor, but you're not surprised by this. This was always something that you knew you wanted to come to Myrtle Beach, start this, and just have it go.
I am a long-term planner. Nothing short-term, big and long-term. This should go beyond me. So it should continue to go even after I'm gone.
But still, when you get to a landmark like 20 years, you kind of have to sit back and appreciate how far you've come, right?
Yes, yes. You know, we get so involved in the film festival, and I was just sitting there thinking, now that we created the co-directorship, I might get to actually sit back and enjoy it while it's happening instead of being so pressured to make sure that everything runs on cue and right and the projectors run and everything. That's it's. I think Heather put it right. She said it's like putting on 55 weddings in a week.
That is that in itself is impressive to think that way. So let's talk about 20 years. What would you identify some of the biggest changes in the festival or in the films themselves?
Wow, there's always a different feel of film each year, and what's weird is it's kind of connected globally. There'll be a theme or a style that's going on globally, and you know these people are not interconnected because we get films from countries that are sanctions like Iran, and they're not having communication with Americans or Europeans or in Asia, and they all tend to have this overwhelming theme. Some years it's comedy, some years it's drama, some years it's documentaries, and these films, of course, are made the year prior. So that's a unique thing to think about how it surrounds the world.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
This feeling of what's going to be made, but the growth of it is just every year it grows, and we get more and more of a name. We've had some very big names just come in for the film festival. They fly in on their jets and then go home and. It's like, how'd you learn about it? Well, this is big news out in KTLA out in Los Angeles. Wow. So we had Jake, we had Jake Reiner here last year, Rob Reiner's son. They did a world premiere, and they Sean McNamara, he's the director of Reagan with Dennis Quaid. He was here last year with a film. A lot of people were here.
Big names dropping by. Wow.
They are. And you never know who you're going to be sitting next to. And I always tell people, if you want to get in the industry, you show up to the Myrtle Beach International Film Festival, because there have been several people who've come that now work in the film industry, because you can't get to these people through regular access. But you're sitting right next, just like I'm sitting next to you and you. So,
well, you bring up that you've changed some lives with the festival, but also Myrtle Beach, the city in and of itself, culturally and financially has really benefited from it as well, right?
I think they have. I really do, because a lot of people come in here. There's been a lot of real estate sold through the Myrtle Beach International Film Festival. We trick people. We bring them here in April. We say, this is what it's like year-round. We don't have the July heat that you hear up now. But they come here from California, they're like, oh my gosh, we can buy oceanfront for little of nothing compared to what they're, and it's beautiful. We have one of the best coastlines, to me, on the East Coast.
Oh, sure.
So this is like a Chamber of Commerce moment as well.
Well, it could be. And you know, there's no better infrastructure than Myrtle Beach. You think of all the hotels, everything's together. There's no grid system better than Myrtle Beach. It's north, south, east, west roads. Easy to get around, everything's close, so it's the perfect place for an international film festival.
I love that. Okay, and also you mentioned a little bit of advice, just being here, not knowing who you're going to be able to sit next to, but what's your other advice for young filmmakers just trying to get into the business?
If you want to get into the business, here's the rules. Show up early, stay late, don't complain, and here's an extra tip. Find out what someone wants on the set and go get it for them.
Okay.
And you will get in quicker than going to film school. In fact, a person who's come into the film festival for years, they said their son was being sent to a film school. I said, take him out to Hollywood, get him on a set. Now he's working on big projects.
There you go.
Big projects
Secret
for
to
Netflix.
Success.
I was going to say, I feel like that applies to a lot of industries. Even if you're not interested in film, it's great advice. Everybody listening if you're younger.
Yeah, but if you want to be in the movie industry, the Myrtle Beach International Film Festival is the place to start.
That's
and you'll be on your path.
All right, we want to let folks know when and where.
That's right. The Myrtle Beach International Film Festival, it's running this week. It's April 22nd to the 26th. That's at the Grand 14 Cinema in the Market Common. Passes available online on the festival's website.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you continued luck.
Thank you.
Another 20 years.
Another 20 years.
With your co-director.
That's correct.